Now that you understand the anatomy of a project and all the different types of components that are available to us, let's take a look at how we structure these components within the Layers panel. The Layers panel is the default view of the content panel located on the left-hand side of the design editor. This is accessed via the first tab in the content panel. The first area at the top of this panel is where you can manage the pages of your project. Here you can switch between pages, create new pages, and set their page status. You can also access settings of a page when no component on the canvas is selected. This will appear on the right-hand side where the style panel is usually located. This is where you go to manage your page's SEO settings. Underneath pages, you'll find the layers of the currently selected page. Within the layers section, you'll see different types of categories serving distinct purposes on your page. First, we have pin layers, and this allows you to set elements on the canvas to remain in the same spot relative to the y-axis of the viewport while scrolling on the page. Note that sections can't be pinned, only elements, and this is the only example where an element or frame doesn't need to be contained within a section. To do this, you can simply click and drag the desired element into the pinned area within the Layers panel. Alternatively, you can select your element, navigate to the Style panel on the right-hand side, and from the scroll area, you can select Pin Position from the list. Once you do this, you'll see that the element will automatically move to the pinned category. Bear in mind that once an element is pinned, you can select which pages of your project this pinned element will apply to. Any changes to the pinned component will apply universally across all the selected pages within this project. Next, we have our header and footer categories. When a section is positioned in the header category, the layer will be ordered at the top of the page before the main layers. If your section is in the footer category, it will be ordered at the bottom of the page after the main layers. You can simply click and drag your desired section into the header or footer category, or alternatively, you can select a section, and from the Style panel, from the placement option at the top of the panel, you can choose whether this section will sit in the header, footer, or main category. And just like pinned elements, you can choose which pages of your project your header and footer are applied to. Finally, we have the main layers category. Layers in this category work in a default behavior and will remain in a static position on the canvas and scroll along the page. This is the category where you'll be doing the majority of your design work in the design editor. With the categories of your page in mind, the next level you'll see is the content of your page broken down into sections. Sections will always sit on top of one another after following the hierarchy set for the header, main, and footer categories. We can easily rearrange our sections by clicking and dragging them from the Layers panel. You can use this to easily rearrange the content of your page. There's a variety of different types of sections which you can find within the Add menu, including video, scrollytelling, or parallax image. These sections will sit on top of one another within your page structure. And bear in mind that a section cannot be placed within another section. Inside of your sections is where your elements and frames will live. Frames can also house other elements inside of them and will show an indent within the Layers panel, allowing you to open them out and view the content inside. Elements and frames within your sections will be managed on a layer basis, so anything at the top of the list will be in the front, and components at the bottom of the list will be in the back. Interactions can be applied to any type of component, be it a section, element, or frame. Interactions are shown to the right of the layer when they are applied, so you can easily see at a glance what components have interactions applied to them. You can also simply click on the interaction icon to open the setting of that respective interaction. You can also hide and lock any component within the Layers panel. To do this, simply hover the mouse over a layer within the Layers panel. From here, you'll see both the lock symbol and the eye symbol. Selecting the lock will lock the layer and means you cannot make any changes to that component while it's in a locked state. To show or hide a component, you can simply select the eye symbol. This also works on a breakpoint inheritance level, so if you hide it from your main breakpoint, it will be inherited down to your other breakpoints. You can also choose to hide on one device and show on another if required.